concerns with finding product market fit is like you will be sharing your idea with a lot of people, right? Whom you are interviewing, and let's say clients or let's say competitors. In a way, you will also be sharing your. Let's say you have a good idea to create a product, you will be sharing that idea with many people, right? And since you're sharing that idea can also get stolen, right? Because ideas do get stolen, right? Oftentimes. How do you think founders can, or what can founders do with this particular concern that if they share this idea with certain people and this idea may get stolen, then they may not be the first one to create the product out of that idea, right? So what can they do about it?
I mean, I'd think about it as there are a finite number of people who will have the means to act on that idea. And how much of that idea will they actually understand from you? Because if your idea is something you can describe in a super quick elevator pitch and that's it, and there's nothing else, the rest is vaporware, it's not much of an idea. I mean, it's worth exploring. But I mean, that at that level, I think there is a very low likelihood that it could really be acted on. Because when I think about the features I've built and the projects I've been a part of, there is just so much knowledge you have to build it the right way and to understand the technology and how you're handling all those problems. There's just a lot of nuances. So, and to understand exactly what the value is and what you're solving, because if you describe the product to someone, you may not describe the problem exactly. You described it roughly, but the kinds of things that people may not know, like for example, I talk about leadership development. Like the research I did there found that it was early career leaders that needed low cost leadership training. So we went for releasing courses to small groups, not too small that it wasn't profitable, not so big that people didn't get value from it. And we could, give them these 2-day courses that were really well received. Now, I was working at Melbourne Uni. We had a brand. So unless this went to other universities, they won't be able to act on it. They'd also need to be actively looking to work in the space. There already were some competitors anyway. So I guess it just depends. So yeah, maybe if you're flying around in like in the tech billionaire circuit, talking to your Sam Altmans and Elon Musks and people like that, they can just kind of make stuff happen and get funding. And you have an idea that would be super valuable for their business and would massively conflict with them, and you're ready to do it, and you have like a proposal, and you probably don't give that to them. Don't give them the full spec. But generally speaking, what I'm trying to say here is I don't think there's any real risk. I don't think when people have an idea, when they say, hey, I have this idea, like what if we made it that we have like a bit bucket for Word so you can do collaborative editing together. It's like, cool. I mean, we've already got kind of version control on Word 365. It's probably not that great an idea. It's very rare that they find genie in a bottle or lightning in a bottle. Sorry, that's just that good.
Sure.
And
Understood.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair point, because even if someone kind of gets an inkling about your idea, he will not have the complete picture, like how you want to implement it, what's the value that you are going to add. Maybe he will get a rough sketch, and there are a chance that somebody, just because he kind of heard the idea, he will actually end up creating a product. It's very rare. So this fear is actually overblown. I mean, there is nothing much to worry here about. Generally speaking, of course, there can be a case where the idea itself is, let's say, $1 million idea. But generally, people don't need to worry that much, and they can kind of do the product market fit exploration. They can do all the talking without kind of worrying about it much.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And
so
actually, one last thing to add, sorry, just on that is the benefit you get with talking to people about it is you get feedback, and that feedback is a thing that will take your $10, $100, or $1,000 idea and potentially turn into $1 million idea. I mean, the amount of you'll never get it right the first time, and it's by talking to people who have that problem that you learn. And even talking to competitors, you probably learn more because they'll probably be just interested in what you're doing, unless it's literally going to put them out of a job. So yeah, I'd say definitely probably don't worry about it. But anyway, sorry, continue.